Alright, so if you guys have not seen last week's video, I would highly recommend going and checking that out so you're not just coming into this blind and you know a little bit about what I'm talking about. But long story short, we are just rearranging some stuff on these two walls. I'm trying to clean this up and make it make sense a little bit more. I did have a guitar and a banjo hanging on this wall that just continued falling off of the wall every single time somebody sat on this little futon. So I decided to not only take the pictures that were on this wall and move them over here a little bit more stable, still looks good, goes along with the rest of my wall of accomplishments, but I also wanted to add some of my special masks to this setup because I just don't feel that they are getting the shine that they deserve over here in this little clustery area. So my idea was originally one 5-foot shelf right above the television with maybe some photos up above, but the shelf itself would display some of these masks. So it would be like my official AJ Good masks. It would be some of my official House of Masks merchandise masks, such as the V1, V2, V3, and all of their little counterparts, different variations and whatnot. But I quickly realized that this shelf just would not be big enough, and I know that you guys are probably wondering, what's behind that bag? Well, it's a secret for now, but I can promise you that it goes right along with these guys. So I did one 4-foot shelf instead, and then quickly realized that I should probably just get another shelf to run right above it to put the merchandise masks. So in today's video, we are going to go buy this same exact setup, get it ready, put it up there, and then I will still have room for some photos and articles and whatnot to go above that, and I think that it'll look really nice. Now, my living room is a complete wreck and disaster right now. We've got stuff just kind of thrown out everywhere, but it'll give you a nice idea as to what you're going to be looking at if you can envision what I just said, and it should clean this up very, very nicely. I haven't been really happy with anything on this side since I put these up, and I think that today is the day that we get these taken care of. So that is the first project. Now, what's the second project? Well, I'm glad you asked. Project number 2 is to pay more attention to this horror wall. I have been neglecting this wall for a long time. We did recently get 2 more shelves put up that extended this little section right here. Originally, all of my Meyer stuff was crammed right in here with a little bit on this top shelf. However, I extended all this to show some real love to my Meyer stuff, and so far, it's looking good. But that leaves this weird, awkward third shelf that was already there before the extension. So, what are we going to do about it? We are going to buy the same exact setups that we have right here and run this equal amounts. That will become my full-on slasher horror shelf. Nothing to do with Myers, obviously, because Myers is so special that he obviously gets his own shelves, but I do have a lot of TCM, a lot of Freddy, a lot of Chucky, a lot of Jason, and everything in between, which will be displayed up on the third shelf, and I really think that that's going to help all of this come together because, I mean, come on, that just looks like shit. I don't like that at all, and it's really uneven. That drives me nuts. So we're going to start paying more attention to the horror shelves. So for right now, those are really the only 2 projects that I have in mind, but I am sure over the course of the next few days that more and more will come to light. These are just the ones that are directly in front of me. These are the ones that I'd like to have taken care of over the next 2 days or so, and they're really not that crazy. But then again, that's kind of the purpose of this whole new series, is that I'm showing you guys the projects that you normally don't get to see because they're not really well documented. I personally didn't know if you guys would care to see that type of stuff until I just had the random idea to shoot that video and see how it went. And I had so much fun editing it, and then I saw your guys' positive reaction that clearly you guys care about that type of stuff the same way that I do, and I think that that's pretty cool. So, the purpose of the series is to show you guys maybe the more boring projects that you wouldn't get to see, rather than just seeing that there's a new shelf up in the living room or seeing that there's a new display up in the mask room. You guys get to see that all come to life. So like I said, those are the 2 projects that are on the horizons right now, but everything could change in the matter of just a few days and we could tack on a couple more to this video. I'm not sure yet, only one way to find out, and only time will tell. With that being said, let's head to Menards and get some lumber, some brackets, and some hardware. You ready? So we are back home, got the second shelf up. Shout out to my dad for hanging that while I was off doing other stuff. But now we need mannequin heads because none of these masks have any mannequin heads, and I want them to all be the same because I want them to be uniform and even on these shelves, and we actually measured it so that it was like perfect for the mannequin heads that I had in mind. And then we will get all these masks and all these masks up on these shelves, and we can move on to this, which I also have a piece of wood for. Just need to paint that, and then I also want to go in the mask room here and start doing shelves up on this ridge because I've got a lot of ghoul stuff that I just got recently, along with some more ghoul stuff that I already had that I'd like to display slightly above the guar stuff, but not really, and then more guar stuff up top. Oh God. Anyways, that's what we're doing.
On the road again.
Sick.
So no head?
A lot of people ask me if I live at the House of Masks building, and the answer to that is no, I actually live at Menards. Yeah, I spend so much time at Menards that it pretty much feels like that is my actual home. So, once again, Menards. So that was extremely frustrating. I got all my stuff and I got to the checkout lane and I realized that literally nothing had a barcode on it. So none of the brackets that I got and the lumber that I got, nothing had a barcode. They just literally couldn't scan it. So then they've got employees running around like chickens with their heads cut off trying to figure out how much this stuff costs. Then I finally get my total and I just don't have my wallet. Just literally no wallet to be found. Cannot remember the last time that I either lost my wallet or just forgot to bring my wallet somewhere, so I didn't have a wallet. Luckily, the total was $47 and I just happened to have $50 in random bills in my pocket, so I was able to get it taken care of, but whew, super obnoxious.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, so obviously we got this shelf up and I am going to start putting things on it, but I highly doubt that it will be filled up and complete by the end of this video, by the time that I get it shot and edited and uploaded, so that will all come in another update. And I've also decided against using mannequin heads on this because I threw the masks back up there and they obviously look fine, and Walmart was out, so that kind of took the wind out of my sails. But after seeing this, I thought that it looked okay, and as long as those masks aren't becoming deformed by their own weight and crumbling on themselves or anything, I think it's okay. Yes, I do still have some masks covered up that you guys aren't allowed to see yet. Technically, you shouldn't even be seeing these two, but I don't think anybody really knows why those ones are special, and you will very, very soon. So I've got to work on getting the rest of the masks up top, and then this guy's here to help me with some supplies there and this piece of wood because, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, here in the main mask room, we are going to start running a shelf right here. So we got to get this piece of wood ready. We got to cut out a little spot right there for that pipe. And everything up there is going to start with ghoul stuff. Eventually it will become guar stuff. And then, who knows? I don't know. The possibilities are endless. We're going to have a lot more shelf room after this. And again, all of this needs rearranged. So, yeah, we will start with this. And that'll probably be the last update that you see in this video. All right, guys, I think it is time to wrap this one up. So that is going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we will finish up the above the TV setup that we started at the beginning, and we will also be adding some horror stuff to these shelves behind me, and then we'll go from there. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this weekly Wednesday update video. I think that we're gonna call this Weekly Wednesday #1, and I'll just try to bang out as many of these as I can as time goes on, because like I've mentioned a million times, there are just always a bunch of projects going on here at the House of Masks that you guys might enjoy seeing come to life. So with that being said, thank you guys very, very much for watching, and until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol and yes to progression. We'll see you guys in the next one.